This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform to help you stand out and succeed online, but more on them later. I think we've all seen enough videos about Rolex and Omega, and as much as I love talking about the mainstream brands that we all know and love, today I want to take a step back and highlight some of the brands that we should be talking about more. Amazing watch brands that people are sleeping on. Starting with Kuoe. This is a brand I can't stop thinking about. I recently met up for lunch with our gorgeous friend Tom. He runs the Bite Review YouTube channel, which you should check out after you watch the entirety of this YouTube video, of course. And he's just an all-around lovely human being. When we met for lunch, he brought his Kuoe Kyoto, which he actually purchased in Kyoto. This was my first time handling one of these in the metal, and it really surprised me. The one that Tom has is the Old Smith. Fantastic build quality, available in 35mm and 38mm, and retails for £500. This is powered by the Seiko NH series. Great workhorse movement, 40 hours of power reserve. I mean, how can you argue with this? Let's move on to a brand that is a lot more mainstream than Kuoe. I mean, they're a part of the Swatch group, but still, I think people are sleeping on Glashutte Original. I know I'm not the first person to say this, I probably won't be the last, but I truly don't think they get the love that they deserve. I had the CQ in a few years ago to review, and my relationship with them really began because I sent them so many cold emails. It was probably a little bit embarrassing, but I knew I had to be hands-on with one and review one and showcase it to as many people would watch. To me, this is the dive watch for people who are actually in the know. Maybe they have a little bit more money, Rolex Submariner kind of money, but they want something higher end, something with a decorated movement. I think it's the movement decoration that pushes them over the edge for me. I like the dial layout and the design language, but it is the movement that is the next step up. I should say these come with a steep price tag. So the CQ Panorama Date retails for £11,600 and the CQ 39.5mm £9,400. But if you are interested in one of these and a little bit more budget conscious, on the secondary market there is a lot of value to be found. Okay, let's stay German, let's stay upscale, but move independent modern watchmaker and talk about Kudoke. They should be talked about way more than they are. There is a lot to like about Kudoke pieces, modern interpretation of classical watchmaking sensibilities, very interesting and unusual. Founded by Stefan Kudoke, or Kudoke, in 2005, he has really carved a name for himself in the world of skeletonization and hand engraving. And, of course, we need to talk about the movements. Once again, incredibly interesting, beautifully finished. It is that next level of watchmaking and really, really well priced for what you are getting. For example, these regulators are priced around £3,000. Or take something like this, the K2 Salmon. Beautiful watch. This is priced at £11,500 with VAT. For a reference point, the Rolex Land Dweller retails for £13,000. I love doing price comparisons like that. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love seeing what the same amount of money can buy you across the spectrum. I could make an entire website where I did only that. And if I did make that website, I would use today's fabulous video sponsor, Squarespace. Look, guys, it's 2025. If you're doing anything online, offline, you need a website. Maybe you are selling content or physical products. Maybe you own a brick and mortar shop. A website is the way for people to find you and what you're doing, and this is what Squarespace does. They come equipped with SEO tools or search engine optimization tools to make sure you show up on search engines so your new customers, old customers, anyone can easily find you. And when they do find you, your website is going to look amazing. Obviously. Squarespace has hundreds of beautiful website templates that will suit whatever you are doing. You can do it the good old-fashioned way, where you pick a template and plug in your information, or use their Blueprint AI website builder, which uses your prompts with the expediency of AI and remains completely customizable, so you can switch out anything that isn't quite right. I have 2 websites through Squarespace, so I have my little one-pager, here it is, cutie, and I'm working on a watch publication and trying to make my writing better. Using their cutting-edge design tools, you can build a bespoke online presence that perfectly fits your brand. Switch things around, customize their templates to make sure it exactly feels how you want your website to feel, so it's the perfect reflection of you. If this is sounding good to you, if this sounds like something you need in your life, head to squarespace.com/BritPierce, and when you're ready to launch, use my code, use the BritPierce code, and you will save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Go check them out, and thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Let's move on. Armin Strom. This is one of those brands that makes me excited about horology. Very mindful, almost industrial designs, interesting use of space and asymmetry that somehow finds balance. They also have a fascinating history. The first Strom watches hit the market in 1984, and he was widely considered the pioneer of skeletonizing wristwatches. In 2006, the brand was sold to the men who are running it now and facilitating the modern era of the manufacturer. Now, these aren't cheap, so brace. So, if you have a price point similar to me, the Tribute one is the highest I could push to. It would take quite a few years of saving, but I could get there. But once again, comparing to something like the Rolex Land Dweller at about £13,000, these have a much greater cool factor, in my humble opinion. I haven't been able to stop thinking about Otsuka Lotec ever since my good friend Vubui at vubui.watches on Instagram. I'm pretty sure that's his handle, but I saw his in person. I can't stop thinking about them. He has the Otsuka Lotec number 6, which is the retrograde display, and the number 7.5 with the 3-window display. Editing Brittany here, I completely forgot. He also has the number 6, so it's fair to call him a collector at this point. These designs are industrial and unique, feeling vintage and highly experimental. The brand was founded by self-taught designer and watchmaker Jiro Katayama, and he brings a really fresh perspective to the often dry world of horology. But there's a catch. Of course there's a catch. These are exclusive to the JDM or Japanese domestic market and only available to purchase through raffle as far as I can tell. So if you are interested in one of these, you are going to have to make some Japanese friends. I mean, it's the BritPierce channel. We all knew this was going to happen at some point. But NOMOS. I still think there are so many people out there who misunderstand this brand and how much they're doing. So NOMOS is a German manufacturer, and they are the largest watch exporter by volume in Glashutte, meaning if you see someone wearing a German watch, it is most likely a NOMOS. Almost everything they make is produced in-house. I believe the number is 95% or 96% produced in Glashutte, and they take this very seriously. Their design language isn't for everyone. It is very Bauhaus, minimal, but absolutely unmistakable. I actually love that they don't dilute their design language or their vision to attract a different audience. They know who they are, they know who their people are, and that's who they're making watches for. For me, personally, right now, I can't stop thinking about the Tetra, but I know square watches are a niche within a niche. For something a bit more broad, I would recommend the Tanganta for a daily wear, slightly dressy style of watch, or the Club for something that airs a bit more on the sporty side. Okay, this is a bit of a wild card that I'm throwing in here because Chanel have not only been investing in the wider world of watchmaking, like substantial investments into movement manufacturer Kinesi and independents such as MB&F and FP Journe, but they've also been advancing their own watchmaking in ways that aren't talked about enough. My personal favorite Chanel watch is the Monsieur de Chanel, which houses the Calibre 1, which was partly produced by Romain Gaultier. I feel like I tried too hard on that Gaultier. I was trying to make it sound very French. But forget my pronunciation. Beautifully executed jump hour. Can't argue with this. People are sleeping on these. But anyways, guys, this was just my list. Did I miss anything big? Did I miss some other fantastic watches that people are sleeping on? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you once again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and don't forget to go check them out. Go click that link. Thank you for your viewership, and thank you to the gorgeous, fabulous, wonderful Pope tier patrons whose names will be on the screen right now. Pope tier patrons, hello! Fiesta music, exciting times, because you are the greatest people on earth. Thank you so much for supporting my weird little channel. I love making watch videos, and I love that other people love them. It's awesome. Thank you so much. I hope you keep enjoying my channel, and even if you don't, that's fine. I hope you just keep enjoying watches. They're fantastic, and you're even greater. You're the best.